All right, today we are talking about hairbrushes. And I get it. I know what you're probably thinking. It's just a brush. But hear me out. What if I told you the right brush could be this little practical luxury that makes every single day just a tiny bit better? Let's dive in. So, let's just get the big question out on the table right away. Is a hairbrush a totally boring gift? I mean, we've all wondered, right? Can something so functional ever really feel special?
Well, according to Ed Shears over at hairbrushy.com, the answer is it depends. He says it's only boring if it's the wrong one. The right one he calls practical luxury. And I love that phrase. That's really the whole idea we're going to unpack today, how to find that perfect, really thoughtful tool.
Okay, so first up, let's completely reframe how we think about this everyday object, because it is so much more than just a brush. Here's the key takeaway. The perfect brush isn't really about achieving a flawless hairstyle. It's actually a gift of convenience, of self-care. It's about turning a daily chore into a moment that's actually kind of pleasant. And you should know, every single tool we're going to look at was put through its paces in the real world to see if it really delivers on that promise. So, how do you actually find that perfect match? Well, it's not about guesswork. There's a really simple framework you can use to choose the right one every time. And here it is. This is the whole secret sauce. Your hair type plus your lifestyle equals your perfect brush. That is it. It's really that straightforward. So let's break down what each of those parts means. First part of the equation, hair type. And the rule of thumb here is pretty intuitive. If you've got fine hair, you need soft, gentle bristles that aren't going to snag or cause damage. But if you're working with thick or curly hair, you need some muscle. Firm, sturdy bristles that can actually get through the tangles. It's just matching the tool to the task at hand. And how do we know this stuff works? Well, because all these recommendations come from the real-world experiences of 3 different analysts. We have Ed, who has fine and straight hair. Then there's Stacey, who is all about styling for more volume. And finally, Meesh, who faces the daily challenge of taming thick curls. Their totally different needs are what make these findings so incredibly useful. So let's see how this framework actually plays out in the real world, starting with a super common problem, taming tangles and curls. Okay, here's the scenario, and I am sure a lot of you can relate to this one. You've got thick, curly, or just super tangle-prone hair, and brushing feels less like grooming and more like an actual battle. So, what's the solution? It's this, the Crave Naturals Glide Through Detangler. So what makes it so special? Well, according to all the tests, it just works. It plows through tough knots, you can use it on wet or dry hair, and it's affordable and built to last. It kind of checks all the boxes. And if you need any more proof, check out this verdict from Meesh, who tested it on her daughter's really thick curls. She said, no tears, no complaints. Now, for any parent out there who has ever had to fight that detangling battle, you know that is the ultimate 5-star endorsement. All right, so we've got hair type covered. Now let's jump to the second half of our equation, lifestyle. Because the perfect brush doesn't just have to fit your hair, it has to fit the way you live. Let's start with a need that is pretty much universal, efficiency. We all need more of it, especially on those hectic mornings when every single minute counts. A great solution for this is a piece of tech like the Shark Smooth Style. This thing is a serious multi-tool. First, it acts like a blow dryer for your wet hair. Then you flick a switch and it becomes a heated comb that smooths and styles all in one pass. It literally combines 2 different tools into one. But does it actually work? Oh yeah, Meesh confirmed it. She said that on school mornings, saving 10 minutes isn't just a small victory, she literally called it gold. Now that is a perfect example of a tool that fits a busy lifestyle. Okay, what about another common lifestyle need? Portability. You want to have great hair at home, sure, but also at the gym or when you're traveling. And that requires a totally different kind of tool. And that's where the Wet Brush Pop Go Detangle comes in. The real genius here is the design. It actually folds up and snaps closed, which protects those gentle bristles. It makes it perfect to just toss in a gym bag or a purse without even thinking about it. And Stacey's review is all the proof you need. She said it literally saved her after-gym styling routine. She called it a rare combo of cute and practical, which, yeah, that pretty much sums it up perfectly. Okay, so we've gone through different hair types and different lifestyles. Let's pull all of this together now into one final checklist to help you find your perfect brush. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet. First, consider hair type. Soft bristles for fine hair, firm ones for thick or curly. Next, think about lifestyle. Do you need something compact for travel, a multi-styler for speed, or maybe some luxe tech just for fun? Don't forget about values. You can find great sustainable options, like brushes made from bamboo. And finally, think about who it's for. A teenager might want something totally different from someone looking for salon-level results.
When you're making that final call, it really just comes down to these three things. A truly great brush should glide through your hair without pulling. It should actually make your hair look healthier. And it should be durable enough to last. If you can check those three boxes, you've found a winner. And that brings us right back to where we started. The right brush, just like any fantastic tool, is so much more than an object. It's a small daily upgrade. It's something that makes a person's routine just a little bit easier and a little bit better.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What's a boring daily tool in your life that's just waiting for an upgrade? You might be surprised at the difference a little bit of practical luxury can make.